Goldylocks Productions broadcasts universal cosmic frequencies that unlock, awaken, and expand the consciousness of our worldwide viewers and listeners. Goldylocks Productions presents Enlightening Conversations with Pam Silver Eagle.
Hello, everyone. I am Pam Silver Eagle and want to welcome you to join me in this beautiful circle, this sacred circle that we're going to co-create. And for those of you who may be new, I would like to just point out that I do not do any personal readings during this live stream, and I am working off of my mobile phone. And so, I will engage with you. Any comments, please do engage with us here. And I will be glad to get back to you after I read after the show always, and in the hours and days to come. So I will respond to you in that way. But, that's how we do it. I am just so filled with joy and gratitude. And for those who join in at another time and not during the live stream, of course, most of you know by now that there's no less value to the energy and the intentions and our share in any way. So again, those who come on later at another time, I'm very well aware and knowing that your soul has guided you to join us, and energetically, perhaps you're already here. So, was just moving through so many amazing manifestations in my personal life these last few days. And, when I was thinking a couple of days ago about what to share with you, with all the viewers, and beyond this day on my platform of the perch, as I call it, was aware, of course, that here in the United States, many celebrate Thanksgiving, the holiday of Thanksgiving. And yet many of us have come to realize that our history books, many of the history books didn't tell the full-on story, and certainly maybe one-sided story. And so for those of you who know me and my work, my soul well, I have many lifetimes Native American, and I certainly recognize there are several of the nations that resonate strongly for me that I have been part of and still am part of. And so I would like to just offer up that during this share, if I want to offer an apology to any of the true Native peoples and the ancestors for any mispronunciation of words and terms, as in this lifetime I am still learning and remembering. And so I want to honor, as I do all things that I offer in the sacred way that they are. And so I want to just, preface this share with speaking that, because I know it's important. It's so much more than history. It is culture. It is spirituality, and we hold it in that way, the sacred way. And so, as I was saying, this Thanksgiving holiday, as we know it, I grew up this lifetime celebrating, as many traditionally have here, and what we refer to as the United States, and the original peoples referred to as Turtle Island. And so we would gather and we would do what we thought the pilgrims and what I called the Indians did, and we communed, and everybody brought from nourishment and beautiful dishes, and typically we celebrated with a turkey for a feast, and the relatives gather and friends gather, and then you eat so much, and then you take a nap and you're watching football, NFL. So that's kind of the stereotypical Thanksgiving. And as we've evolved into higher consciousness, and really recognizing our oneness in this great web of life, it is so important to, I think, balance like we do, that we're being called to do with everything within and without. And so I think, so many of us are balancing in a way of remembering this web of life and how we can coexist, how we were, our ancestors, the ancestors taught to coexist, and through all space and all time, all the wrongs, all the hurts, all the suffering, the violence that has taken place. We know, so many of us recognize, not only recognize that we're in this new time, this new earth paradigm. How do we now create this new earth civilization and do it in a way where, oh my goodness, so many people all around Earth Mother, all nations, all people, we come into this whole true melting pot of what this United States, has kind of has built its foundation on, where everyone had opportunity. And that was, the original thought, and coexisting with the people who were already here. And, the indigenous ones taught so much about how to be in relationship, right relationship with all the kingdoms here on Earth Mother. And so now, again, here we are at this new time. And I think it's really important to balance out how we teach true history. How do we, which is important because the truth, it is time of great revelation and great forgiveness. This is what is necessary to move forward. And so, I think that the balance of even the way people eat, dietary, beliefs, based on many things, culture, religion. Sometimes we have vegetarians, we have vegans, we have, people who eat meat, people who don't eat meat. Well, how can we do, how can we coexist and honor what each other holds in their heart, and how they want to celebrate and really live their daily lives. And that's what we're all, working out. That's what we're all trying to do, or what many of us are doing consciously, is this coexistence, a new civilization, a new time. We've learned from past mistakes, from all kinds of ancient civilizations where it just didn't go well. And, we've recognized that so many souls that we're here in this lifetime with, we've danced other lifetimes with, and, this collapsing of misuse of power, these structures that are no longer working. And, so here we are to co-create the new. And so, again, back to Thanksgiving, I've been, like many of you, we've begun at some point to start living a daily life of gratitude. This is when we live our lives in gratitude. We give gratitude. Then we know that we thrive and manifest amazing, miraculous things and people and opportunities and situations in our lives. And I think, if we reflect on what 2020 has been all across the globe, all across Earth Mother, there has been much pain and suffering. Yes, there has been a tremendous amount of loss, and yet there are so many blessings. So when we count our blessings, it's not to not recognize, the tough things or the painful things, but there's been so much growth. And if we are doing our own work, our soul work within, we're experiencing this progress. We're experiencing this beingness in this new golden age of enlightenment. And we're recognizing those souls who are here to dance with us and are the visionaries. We're the visionaries. We're the ancient medicine men and medicine women. We're the teachers, the wayshowers. And we get to hold each other's hands, all brothers and sisters, no matter where we are along our journey, there's, away from the fear base and away from the separation and the duality that has been intentionally implanted for not just recently, eons and eons and eons of time. And as we remember that this is not how we are meant to be, we are taking back our power in a good way of oneness, what we're calling oneness, the unity consciousness, the Christ consciousness. And I am just thrilled because many of us are already seeing the good that is here and the good that is to come. And it does not mean that there won't be, truly, there will always be great lessons to be learned, again, in our own personal walk, as well as a civilization. And yet, when we hold each other through the complicated times, the tough times, the sorrowful times, and the times when we just don't know, and when we go into these deep surrenders, and I, like most of you, have, for sure, more than once. And again, this 2020 has truly been an epic time, and yet, it is an amazing time. And so I think it's really important to recognize that, because I know that for me personally, at the soul level, and stepping more and more into my soul mission and getting clear and doing the healing and doing karmic and ancestral lineage clearing. How many of us would, if we had the whole list, of course, at the soul level, we did say yes, but if someone were to present our task sheet and say, here is your assignment for the next 12 months, let's just narrow it down. How many of us would go, yeah, I'm into that. We're going to do that. Easy peasy. Let's do that. Not so much. And the beauty is, this is why we're here, to learn, to expand, and to really, really remember who we are and from where we've come. And it all comes back to love, no matter the paths we choose to walk, and what we choose to, how we choose to, whether it be worship, who we choose to gather with. It all comes back to the center point of love, divine love. And that is a beautiful thing. And so, again, this week, specifically, when here in the United States, we're focusing on giving thanks, I thought today would be a most appropriate time to share, as I'm in this northwestern PA, to those of you who've followed my work and joined me on the perch and wherever else you see me, know I've been here in the place where I was born and raised. And I've come to realize that I have lived a strong, at least one other lifetime here amongst the Six Nations, as we call them. The French called them the Iroquois Nation, and they called themselves the Haudenosaunee. And I know that part of my karmic clearing and part of the work I've done on the ley lines and the grid lines here is healing timelines, healing and opening, creating portals, healing portals, peace portals. It's all been part of my assignment here, which I thought was going to be like a visit last Christmas, and here I am still. So what a journey for all of us, like I said. So I graduated from Seneca High School here in the area, and I know that these were the people that I've been part of, and I've sat in council, and I've as I'm remembering, sometimes I'm in awe at how a soul's journey goes, where we're guided, and through the years, even just this lifetime alone, how we come back around when we are really walking in our integrity, our truth, and really following the path that our heart is guiding us on. And so I want to give just a little bit of history, true history, and we're going to create a sacred space here in a little bit and offer up a prayer and invocation on this Thanksgiving holiday. We're speaking of the Haudenosaunee Thanksgiving address, and I have participated in some abbreviated versions, and what my offering today here for all of us is definitely going to be abbreviated. It is my understanding that the true Thanksgiving address, the way the Haudenosaunee and the Seneca, the people of the Six Nations, this prayer, this invocation, when it is done in their way, takes over several days. And I participated in a beautiful ceremony last year, Thanksgiving address, and I do believe it's an annual event, and I don't know about this year, but my friends down at Sacred Lands in St. Petersburg, Florida, hold so many amazing events, and indigenous native people from all around the globe. So if you're down in the St. Pete area and you've not yet checked out Sacred Lands, look them up, because they really hold that space, which is truly sacred and honored in the way of the ancestors, and have continued. And there's so much love and so much celebration and ceremony and community there. And I know that I'm going to give a shout out to them while I'm speaking this. I know that the storm that blew through there a couple of weeks ago really wreaked some havoc on the grounds. And I know that if you're in the area, if you can maybe contact Doris and the folks at Sacred Lands, perhaps Eric, you can help them volunteer some hands-on help and helping them get things back in order and moving forward. So anyways, last year I participated in this Thanksgiving address, and it was very moving, and I could feel that I'd been in ancient times amongst the ones within the people, within the community, the Longhouse, and really honoring in this way. And so it's my joy to bring this version that I can bring today, and we can co-create together when we set that intention of oneness and what we have that we can give thanks for. And like I said, we'll do that here in a few minutes. But I wanted to share this particular version that I have chosen. Just a little bit of background. This is a translation of the Mohawk version of the Haudenosaunee Thanksgiving Address. It was developed and published in 1993 and provided courtesy of Six Nations Indian Museum and the Tracking Project. All rights are reserved, and so I want to make sure I give a shout out and recognize and honor the work that they've shared, and again, we'll honor it in the way we co-create here today. Another little bit of history on most of you, or many of you, I don't know, have recognized or have heard that we are officially, November is now, as of August 3rd, 1990, and at the time it was President George H.W. Bush declared November as the National American Indian Heritage Month. The Thanksgiving address is the central prayer and invocation for the Haudenosaunee, which is the Six Nations, which I would like to honor and speak exactly who those Six Nations are. It is the Mohawk, the Oneida, the Seneca, Cayuga, the Onondaga, and the Tuscarora. And for those of you who've been following my offerings from the Perch, these Enlightening Conversations every Tuesday since about June, you'll know, and if you didn't see, if you feel called, you can check back at my archives, that this summer I was up in the land there of around Syracuse, and where in the area where it was believed the original Tree of Peace was planted. And my friend Joanne Gall and I did some really beautiful, powerful healings there on the grounds, the ley lines, and for the people, and bringing in as the new earth peace ambassadors. And we holding ceremony there, and in a very sacred way, so contributing to the beauty of the vision of what the great peacemaker brought. And that is, again, if you're not familiar with the story of the great peacemaker and Hiawatha and that history, you can certainly look that up easily. And again, archives some of what I was putting out in, I think it was June and July. And you can see some of those experiences. And I'm going to take a sip of sacred water here right now. As we know, water is life, and I encourage y'all to bless and give gratitude, give thanks for the water. We will do that together in a while. And it's so important to stay hydrated. So this Thanksgiving address, it reflects the Haudenosaunee Nation, 6 nations, relationship of giving thanks for life and the world around them. So as we say, the great web of life, all that is. The Haudenosaunee open and close every social and religious meeting with this Thanksgiving address. And they also use it as a sunrise prayer. And it is an ancient message of peace, appreciation of Mother Earth and her inhabitants. And as I said, so many of us have reawakened and remembered and live now in a daily practice of gratitude throughout the day. And certainly, if you have not yet started to implement that way of being, I would encourage you to do so. And if I would also encourage you to share, if you would like, as you're watching, to maybe just jot down, if you'd like, the some of the ways in which you do your gratitude living, as far as how do you offer up, your gratitude. What are you grateful for? What are some of the practices that you have? And these practices can be very simple to very in depth and held as ceremony, or setting up sacred altar. Perhaps I've set up a bit of an altar today here. Well, it is an altar, and I've got some really powerful, amazing pieces that have come to me through my journeys from the Sedona area and here in Pennsylvania. Beautiful arrowhead from up in New York State. Awesome stones, many, many feathers that I've been gifted as I go on my journey. And many times when I'm out in the woodlands on Earth Mother, I do ceremony. And again, there's unlimited ways we can do ceremony. And really, anytime you're holding in your sacred heart the intentions of love and light, and praying for others, perhaps for healing, or for things that are true in your heart to manifest for good, for the world, peace for sure. This anchoring in the new frequencies, love and the light. That so many, the light workers and healers, but all people who are just, at this time, their hearts are filled to overflowing. This is the way we move forward and together. So thank you for all who are doing these beautiful ceremonies, and to all who are really holding that space of love and light and helping one another. It could be even just a smile to a stranger, or help holding the door for someone, and maybe helping a neighbor with things around their home or their yard, or at this time when there is a great need to send gifts, and all different ways to do that to people who really are in need, whether it be I know I'm seeing a lot of around this area collections for those men and women who serve in the military and are far away from their homes, their loved ones. On holidays, it's always a little bit harder and tugs at our heartstrings. And, for those who have in the medical fields who have been providing so much through so many months of, unprecedented situations with the virus, and to our brothers and sisters on the reservations and in the lands where, our government has really failed to send them the assistance and the protection that they need for specifically, this virus, but also for the harm that has been done and the neglect through so many years. And these are the ways that we can help our brothers and sisters, whatever calls to your heart. Some of you, perhaps it's places like children's hospitals. I've very close to my heart. I have spent a good time of my life in all children's hospitals for a loved one, and supporting a child who is very dear to my heart. And so when we have these experiences, as I spoke earlier in the program here, that we all have these different journeys and things that we journey through that really touch our hearts tend to be the things that, at least for a while, or maybe it's a lifetime of a mission to assist. Because truly, unless and until we walk through some of these various situations or similar situations, we can't completely understand. And, it's important. This compassion is part of the divine feminine energy that is, just really pouring into our earth and humanity at this time. And so flowing through all of us, how can we, in a compassionate way, help and give what we can, and if you're blessed and you have the ability to give gift of a donation with money, great. If you can give donation of your time and energy, exchange of time, awesome. Perhaps you are gifted at being able to sew or, to crochet or knit something for someone who has less. It's a good time to clear out the closets and things that we no longer need, clothing, blankets. There are so many who are in need. Food, many food banks and soup kitchens and so forth. Or, how can we give when we have an abundance, truly, even if it seems like you don't. There's always a way to give. Some of us are very skilled with being able to create, perhaps, as a contractor, someone who works with their hands, or someone who maybe works on vehicles or technology. How can you gift your gifts, your skills to assist others at this time? Perhaps there's somebody that is alone for perhaps an upcoming meal that you could create a little extra when you're doing your cooking and extend. And I know with the guidelines right now, still because of the numbers of COVID, that we're being asked to be responsible, of course, and to discern. But there are people that may be alone, and in some way, even from a safe distance, perhaps you can visit with them or talk with them on the phone or across the yard, and just help lift somebody's day. So again, there's endless ways to give. And I perhaps will post a couple links that I think are very relevant to what I'm offering here today. I was at the gym a little bit earlier, and I was seeing that, with this rise of the virus, our brothers and sisters in North Dakota are really being hit hard. As I know, my Navajo brothers and sisters of the Navajo Nation, so too, have also been really, really hit hard from the the COVID cases and have not received the assistance from the U.S. government these last however many months. And so, there are some really great organizations that you can work through and donate. And I've got a couple that I would be glad to post on my Facebook link here at the end of the show. I know that they're valid and they do good work. And as always, if you don't know how else you can contribute, prayer is always so powerful and so welcome. So again, there's always ways we can help each other. I'm going to tap my screen here. I hope I don't disappear. Woohoo! Okay, my screen freezes every once in a while, and it had, and now it's not. So I'm happy. All right, another sip of water, and then I would like to invite everyone to get comfy, and I'm going to send up a short prayer with flute just to set our space here for this abbreviated Thanksgiving address that I'm going to guide us in. And as I am speaking, it's like I said, it is abbreviated and yet important and powerful, sacred. And so this will be treated as every other sacred offering that I offer. And I am so grateful to all of you who have said yes and are here, or who will be here later, and to hold this space, this intention with me. I will speak a piece of gratitude, and then I will pause at the end of each one, and I will speak the affirmation, now our minds are one. And I would invite you to join me from your space, wherever you are, when I speak those words. And as I read this address, please listen and feel deeply. Feel deeply the essence of what is being spoken, and know that this prayer, this address, as I said earlier, is sent up and has been being used for so long and in such a sacred manner. And what an honor it is for me to guide us through this address today. And so, again, I invite you to just get comfy. Perhaps that means laying on the ground. Maybe you're outside and you can be right there on Earth Mother laying down, or perhaps you're in a nice quiet room, or you can lay down, or sitting in a just nice comfortable posture in your chair, in a position that you can easily breathe sacred breath. And we invite the ancestors here, and the ancient ones, and all that is of love and light, truth. The people. Today we have gathered and we see that the cycles of life continue. We have been given the duty to live in balance and harmony with each other and all living things. So now we bring our minds together as one, as we give greetings and thanks to each other as people. And now the affirmation, now our minds are one. The Earth Mother. We are all thankful to our mother, the Earth, for she gives us all that we need for life. She supports our feet as we walk upon her. It gives us joy that she continues to care for us, as she has from the beginning of time. To our mother, we send greetings and thanks. Now our minds are one. The waters. We give thanks to all the waters all around the world for quenching our thirst and providing us with strength. Water is life. We know its power in many forms. Waterfalls and rain, mist and streams, rivers and oceans. With one mind, we send greetings and thanks to the spirit of water. Now our minds are one. The fish. We turn our minds to all the fish life in the water. They were instructed to cleanse and purify the water. They also give themselves to us as food. We are grateful that we can still find pure water. We now turn to the fish and send our greetings and thanks. Now our minds are one. The plants. Now we turn toward the vast fields of plant life. As far as the eye can see, the plants grow, working many wonders. They sustain many life forms. With our minds gathered, we give thanks and look forward to seeing plant life for many generations to come. Now our minds are one. The food plants. With one mind, we turn to honor and thank all the food plants we harvested from the garden. Since the beginning of time, the grains, the vegetables, the beans and berries have helped people survive. Many other living things draw strength from them too. We gather all the plant foods together as one and send them a greeting of thanks. Now our minds are one. The medicine herbs. Now we turn to all the medicine herbs of the world. From the beginning, they were instructed to take away sickness. They are always waiting and ready to heal us. We are happy there are still among us those special ones who remember how to use these plants for healing. With one mind, we send greetings and thanks to the medicines and to the keepers of the medicine. Now our minds are one. The animals. We gather our minds together to send greetings and thanks to all animal life in the world. They have many things to teach us as people. We are honored by them when they give up their lives so that we may use their bodies as food for our people. We see them near our homes and in the deep forest. We are glad they are still here and hope that it will always be so. Now our minds are one. The trees. We now turn our thoughts to the trees. The earth has many family of trees. those who have their own instructions and uses. Some provide us with shelter and shade, others with fruit and beauty, strength. With one mind, we greet and thank the tree life. Now our minds are one. The birds, the winged ones. We put our minds together as one and thank all the birds who move and fly about over our heads. The Creator gave them beautiful songs. It is so. Each day they remind us to enjoy and appreciate life. The eagle was chosen as their leader. To all the birds, from the smallest to the largest, we send our joyful greetings and thanks. Now, our minds are one. The four winds. We are thankful to the powers we know as the four winds. We hear their voices in the moving air as they refresh us and purify the air we breathe. They help us to bring the change of seasons. The four directions. From the four directions they come, bringing us messages, giving us strength. With one mind, we send our greetings and thanks to the four winds. Now our minds are one. The thunderers. Now we turn to the west, where our grandfathers, the thunder beings, live. With lightning and thundering voices, they bring with them the water that renews life. We are thankful that they keep those evil things made by the darkness underground. We bring our minds together as one to send greetings and thanks to our grandfathers, the thunderers. Now our minds are one. The sun. We now send greetings and thanks from our eldest brother, the sun. Each day, without fail, he travels the sky from east to west, bringing the light of a new day. He is the source of all the fires of life. With one mind, we send greetings and thanks to our brother, the sun. Now our minds are one. Grandmother Moon. We put our minds together to give thanks to our oldest grandmother, the moon, who lights in the nighttime sky. She is the leader of women all over the world, and she governs the movement of the ocean tides. By her changing face, we measure time, and it is the moon who watches over the arrival of children here on earth. With one mind, we send greetings and thanks to our grandmother Moon. Now our minds are one. The stars. We give thanks to the stars, who are spread across the sky like jewelry. We see them in the night, helping the moon to light the darkness and bringing dew to the gardens and growing things. When we travel at night, they guide us home. With our minds gathered together as one, we send greetings and thanks to the stars. Now our minds are one. The enlightened teachers. We gather our minds to greet and thank the enlightened ones, the teachers who have come to help throughout the ages. When we forget how to live in harmony, they remind us of the way we were instructed to live as people. With one mind, we send greetings and thanks to these caring teachers. Now our minds are one. The Creator. Now we turn our thoughts to the Creator, our Great Spirit. We send greetings and thanks for all the gifts of creation. Everything we need to live a good life is here on Mother Earth. For all the love that is still around us, we gather our minds together as one and send our choicest words of greetings and thanks to the Creator. Now our minds are one. Closing words. We have now arrived at the place where we end our words. Of all the things we have named, it was not our intention to leave anything out. If something was forgotten, we leave it to each individual to send such greetings and thanks in their own way. And so now we're going to give pause for each of us to send up intentions and gratitude in the way. Speak it out into the universe from wherever you are. Now our minds are one. And we give thanks for this opportunity to send up this sacred address of thanksgiving, this invocation this day. And as we bring this time together to a close, it is my wish to extend to you and your family, your friends, your soul tribe, your community, many blessings. May we all understand this existence in the great web of life, and may we care for one another. Truly, we all have so much to be thankful for. An abundance of good. And so I would invite you to come to my Pam Silver Eagle Facebook page. And I have my offerings set up on my Pam Silver Eagle Sacred Pathway LLC page. You can see the current offerings that I am extending. It is easy to schedule time with me. I offer soul evolutionary expansion guidance, coaching, wellness coaching, mind, body, spirit, soul. I also offer really peaceful and yet powerful sacred activations, frequency upgrades. And as we begin to travel about, once we are more in the clear, I look forward to offering retreats and workshops. And as those of you who know my work and know me, know that it is my great pleasure to take people out amongst the land to help people to reconnect. And so I offer nature journeys. And if you are in the Erie, Pennsylvania area and would like to schedule one of those now, again, contact me at Pam Silver Eagle Facebook page. Send me a message, personal Facebook message on Messenger. You can see the service tabs. You can schedule right through there. But if you have any questions and would like to know more about what I offer and actually see that there are no limits as to how I can customize the perfect opportunity for you to help teach, to help you with your healing and rebalancing, the harmonization at this time. So blessings to all for an amazing, not just this holiday that we're focusing on, gratitude, but for every day. May you be well. And you know, the Seneca, the Onondaga greeting that you've heard me speak here before, I love to say it as it's, the meaning is, I am thankful you are well. That's translated into English. And well meaning at peace, peaceful. And isn't that so for all of us all around Earth Mother at this time of unification? And so I'm going to actually close out with the greeting and this best, the best, let's see, pronunciation of it as I can. And perhaps you would like to use it to greet someone new or someone, family member, anyone, if you're out in the public or just in your own home space and with under whoever you're under roof with. It is pronounced Nayawe Skeno. And that's, of course, you know, a broken up English. However, Nayawe Skeno, I am thankful you are well. And that is the Onondaga greeting. And I leave you with that, in that, you know, these are the people who brought the great peacemaker instructed to bring this uniting of nations and the wampum belt and how it had such an important influence on our forefathers and moving forward. and the intent of how impressive it was to watch these original people living as one in community. And there's a lot to be learned. So I give gratitude to those who are still carrying these teachings, the people who practice this day in, day out as their way of being, walking the red road, and to, the ancestors and those in spirit who are guiding me in my remembrance. I'm so very grateful. And I am thankful for all of you who joined me this day here live, and for all who will come. And so again, I look forward to interacting with you through the messages. And my heart is happy, and I hope that yours is too. Blessings to all. Until I see you again.
Become a Goldylocks Productions VIP patron. Receive exclusive access to live stream special and other epic perks. Join the Goldylocks Productions VIP community today.